Hi you guys, thanks for watching. It's been a while since I made a yoga flow video, so I'm going to make one of those today, and it'll be pretty good for beginners, back to the basic yoga series based on things that I learned in my teacher training that I just completed with YogaWorks. So hopefully you'll enjoy some good yoga and maybe learn something new. Let's get started down on our backs in Shavasana. So just come down to rest flat out on your mat. Your legs down long, palms turned up by your sides. Take up some space. Close your eyes. Just start to notice your breath. And start taking inhales and exhales through your nose. And take a moment here to check in with yourself. Take note of how you're feeling at this point in the day. Let your inhales be a little longer. And see if you can use your exhale to soften any tension out of your body. And then just draw your right knee up and into your chest. Grab hold of it with your hands. Just kind of move the hip around a little bit. And using your hand to loosen up your joint. And then start to hug the knee in, drawing it over to the right side of your rib cage. Just letting your left leg be relaxed down long. And start to take the right knee across your body, coming into a nice simple twist. Spread your arms out like a T or cactus elbows. Let yourself relax. To come deeper into the twist, you could shift your gaze out over your right shoulder. And then start to make your way back onto your back. Give the right knee one more squeeze in. And then lengthen that leg down long. We'll draw the left knee up. Hug it in and a little bit over to the left side of your ribs. Give it a squeeze. And then, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Give it a little wiggle around in the socket. And then we'll start to come into our twist. Shift the left knee over to the right side. Spread your arms wide or cactus, and then shift your gaze. And come back to your inhale and your exhale breath here. And make your way back onto your back. Hug your left knee in again. Draw your right knee up to meet it. Give yourself a hug or just draw the knees in. If you like here, we'll take an early happy baby. So reach between your knees. Grab your ankles or the outsides of your feet, whatever you can reach. Spread your knees wide toward your armpits, bottoms of your feet facing high. And we'll take a little rock here from side to side. And hug the knees back into your chest. Make your way up to a seat. You can rock or come around. We'll come to a cross-legged seat. Set your heels right underneath your shins. Cross the shins out in front of you. We'll interlace the hands. Press the palms away from you. Lengthen through the sides of your body as you reach the palms up to the sky. Keep your shoulders relaxed away from your ears and your bottom ribs hugging in. Inhale, reach the palms a little higher. Lengthen through both sides of your torso. And then we'll keep the right arm reaching high. Lower your left hand onto the mat. Take just a gentle side bend. Rooting down evenly through both sitting bones. If you like, you can turn your gaze up underneath your top arm. And start to make your way back through center. Lower your hand down to the outside of your left knee. Press your fingertips back behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale exhale, come into a gentle twist here. Twist from your belly. You can look out over your back shoulder if it feels all right on your neck. Just let it be a nice, easy twist. Start to unwind through center. We'll walk the hands out in front of you. Come into a pretty gentle forward fold, just enough so that you feel a stretch in the outside of your hips. You can let your chin lower down toward your chest. If you're more open in your knees and your hips, you can walk the hands all the way out, lower down a little further. And we'll start to walk the hands back in towards your body. Just gently switch the cross of your knees so you have the opposite leg in front. And then interlace your hands, switch the cross of your fingers so you have the weird finger on top. Then we'll press the palms away, sit up nice and tall. And on an inhale, start to reach your palms up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders relax away from your ears. Reach up through the sides of your body. And start to release, taking the right hand down to the floor. Take a little gentle twist, gentle side stretch over to the right side. Maybe your gaze shifts up underneath your top arm. And then start to make your way up through center. Left hand comes down to the outside of your right knee. Press the fingers back behind you. You might gaze over your back shoulder, but you don't have to. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And start to unwind and walk the hands out in front of you. Come into your forward fold, and it doesn't have to be much. You could just have your hands right out, but let your chin relax so we start to loosen into the back of the neck. I've already taught this morning, so I'm feeling pretty open in my hips. I'll take it a little bit further. And then start to walk your hands back in through center. Make your way back up to a seat. We'll come around to hands and knees. So bring your wrists right underneath your shoulders. We'll come around to hands and knees. Bring your wrists right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Spread the fingers wide. Check your wrist creases. See that they're pointing forward or a little bit out to the sides. On an inhale, reach your heart forward. Draw the shoulder blades gently together behind the back. Lift your gaze forward or slightly up. On your exhale, round your chin into your chest. Draw your shoulder blades apart. Scoop your sitting bones down towards the mat. Inhale, drop back into your cow pose. Lift forward with the top of your sternum, lengthen through your sides, extend your spine. And then exhale, round your back. Press down through the palms. Feel the shoulder blades spread apart. And take that one more time. Inhale, draw forward. And on your exhale, round in. Make your way back through a neutral spine. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck your toes under. Start to make your way into your downward facing dog. It's our first one of this video, so pedal out your knees, get comfortable, do whatever movements you need to do so you can feel good in your down dog. And make sure your hands are about shoulder distance apart, feet about hips distance apart. Unless you're really tight in your hamstrings, you might step them a little bit wider and bend into the knees. Keep your arms mostly straight. Press down through all 10 fingers, especially through your knuckles, and extra especially through your thumbs and your forefingers. Draw your belly back to your thighs. And take an inhale here. On your exhale, walk your hands back towards your feet. We'll come to a forward fold at the back of your mat. Let your upper body hang down heavy. If you like to grab opposite elbows, you could do that too. You can let yourself sway from side to side. Of course, bend into the knees if you're tighter in your hamstrings. Let your head, your neck relax. Take a few nods up and down or a little shake from side to side. And come back to stillness in the center. Press your hands into your shins. Draw the crown of your head forward. Lead with your heart. On an exhale, lower back down into your fold. And then root down through both feet. We'll rise up to standing. Reach your arms around and up overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, hands into your heart. And take an inhale, reach the arms around and up. Exhale, spread the arms, fold forward, back into your fold. Inhale, press hands to shins, draw the crown of your head forward. Exhale, melt your belly down onto your thighs. Inhale, we'll rise back up to standing. Reach the arms out and up. Exhale, hands come together at your heart. One more time, inhale, reach the arms around and high. Maybe look up towards your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into shins. Draw your neck long. Exhale, as you fold back down, start to walk your hands out. We'll come into your downward facing dog. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, lower your knees down to the mat. And come back to your tabletop position. You can rise up onto the fingertips. We'll step the right foot forward in between your hands. Untuck the back toes. Make sure your right knee is right over your ankle. And then press down through that heel. We'll bring the hands up to the top of the thigh. If your knee started to lean forward, just scoot your foot forward a little bit. And press the palms into the thigh and stretch it forward. And then plug your right hip back into its socket. Keep pressing down through your front heel. If you feel okay here, you can reach the arms up by the ears, lengthen through both sides. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Start to spin your pinkies toward the front. Reach your thumbs back firm through your triceps. Draw your belly into your spine. We'll take one more inhale. And on your exhale, lower the hands down to frame your front foot. We'll take a gentle twist. Keep your left hand down on the mat. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Draw your right hip back. Stack right shoulder over left. You might turn your gaze up toward your top thumb. Inhale here. Exhale, lower the right hand down. Step your right knee back in line with your left, and we'll just switch it out so the left foot steps forward. Set your knee right over your heel. Untuck the back toes, and then we'll make our way up. Bring the hands clasped on top of the thigh. Draw that thigh away from you while you plug the hip back into its socket. Feel some resistance there. And if you're okay with your balance, start to reach your arms up by your ears. Draw the bottom ribs in. Sitting bones reach down to the floor. Keep pressing down through your front heel. And lift through both sides. You might gaze up towards your fingers. And take another breath in. And as you exhale, lower the hands down to frame the front foot. Keep your right hand planted on the mat this time. We'll stretch the left arm up to the sky. Keep drawing your left hip back. Hug your belly button in toward your spine. Spread your fingers on your top hand wide, and you might look up towards that top thumb. One more breath in. And then lower your left hand down to the mat. Slide your left knee back to meet your right. Reset your hands, spread fingers wide, wrist creases forward or slightly out. Come back to your downward dog. On an inhale, reach up on the balls of your feet, lift your heels, and then slowly start to walk your feet up towards your hands. We'll come to our forward fold at the top of the mat this time. Inhale, draw your heart forward, press hands to shins. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, reach the arms around and up. We'll rise up to standing. Exhale, hands come into your heart. Inhale, root down, reach your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up about halfway, press hands to shins. Exhale, plant your hands. We'll step back to a plank pose. Lower your knees along the way. We'll keep the elbows by the sides as we come all the way down to the belly. Untuck your toes, press the tops of your feet down. Draw your elbows back and your heart forward for a baby cobra. Firm your thighs, keep pressing your feet and all 10 toes down. Exhale, we'll lower back onto the belly. Press down through hands and knees. Tuck the toes under, we'll come back to our downward facing dog. Reconnect here with your breath. Your heels will be reaching down towards the floor, but they don't have to go all the way there. Firm your thighs, press them towards the back wall behind you. And lift your hips. And draw your belly in and up. Shoulders draw away from your ears, so shoulder blades reaching down toward your waist. Keep pressing down through your knuckles and your fingers. Inhale, rise high on the balls of your feet. Exhale, start to walk your feet up toward your hands. Inhale, lift up about halfway. Exhale, fold into your forward fold. Inhale to rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands come into your heart. Inhale, reach around and up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come up to that halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands. We'll step back to a plank this time. You can lower the knees on the way if you like to. And this time we'll either come halfway down with bent elbows to chaturanga, and you can also do this on your knees. And then if you like, lower all the way down to the belly like in the first round. If not, untuck your toes, straighten the arms, lift the knees up off the mat for upward facing dog. On your exhale, we'll lift from the belly or press up through hands and knees. We'll meet back in downward facing dog. Come back to your breath here. On your next inhale, reach the heels high. Exhale, bend the knees. We'll walk it forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold in. On an inhale, rise up to standing. And keep the arms reaching out and up overhead, about shoulder distance apart, wider if you have tighter shoulders. Sink the hips down low. We'll sit into our chair pose. Your feet here can be together or hips distance apart. Just make sure that your knees are tracking right over your toes. You can see your toes poking underneath your knees. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Melt your belly down into your thighs. Try to straighten your legs as best you can. Inhale, lift up halfway. On your exhale, step your right foot to the back of your mat. Create some space between your feet. So move your left toes a little to the left, right a little to the right. Lower your back heel down. Press down through both feet. We'll rise up to warrior one. You'll still have a bend in your front knee. Arms about shoulder distance apart. Firm your triceps. Reach the fingers high. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Your back foot should be all the way down on your mat with the toes pointing about a 45-degree angle forward to the upper corner. Hips should be facing towards the front here in warrior one. And take another inhale, reach high through both sides. On your exhale, bring your hands down to frame your front foot. Lift your back heel high. We'll step back to our plank pose. Lower the knees along the way if you like. We'll bend the elbows halfway down or all the way to the belly. Inhale for your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, make your way back to your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the heels high. Exhale, bend your knees as you walk forward. We'll wind up in a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, we'll rise all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands into your heart. Inhale, reach the arms high. Sit down low into your chair pose. Exhale, melt your belly onto your thighs in a forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. This time we'll step the left foot to the back of your mat. Lower the back heel down. Make some space between the feet. Press down, do both feet so you can rise up to warrior one on the other side. Take a nice deep bend in your right knee. Make sure the knee's not going too far past your ankle. Seal your back foot down and straighten, strengthen that back leg. Draw your right hip back so your hips can face forward. Inhale, lengthen through the side body. Exhale, hands come down around to frame your front foot. Step it back into a high plank pose. Lower halfway down or all the way down. Inhale, lift the heart. Reach it forward for your upward facing dog or your cobra. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up onto the balls of your feet. Exhale, walk your feet up behind your hands. Inhale, rise up halfway. Exhale, fold, sink your hips low. We'll wind up where we started that sequence, back in our chair pose. Press down through both feet, rise up to standing, and on your exhale breath, draw your hands back into your heart. We'll take a couple more standing poses. So come to face one of the long edges of your mat. Step your feet pretty wide apart in the same line with each other. And then we'll turn the right leg out so your toes face forward. Back toes, have them pointing slightly up at an angle. Bring your arms out to a T, bend into your front knee. And just make sure your knee is stacked right over your heel. Root down through your front heel, and then press down through the whole bottom of your back foot. Shift your gaze over your front middle finger. And come to warrior two. Draw your two sets of fingertips wide apart from each other. Firm through your outer right hip. Draw your belly in towards your spine. And then we'll start to reach forward with the right fingers. Bring your elbow to rest down on your thigh. Stretch your left hand up to the sky. Side angle pose. And start to root down through both feet. Rise back up to your warrior two. Bring your hands down to your hips. Re-straighten your front leg and then turn the side of that foot so it's parallel to your other one. We'll turn the left leg out this time. Back toes up at a little bit of an angle. Start to rebend your front knee. Bring your arms back to a T. And reset in our warrior two on this side. Make sure your front knee is tracking right over your second toe so it reaches toward whatever wall's in front of you or whatever's in front of you. And we'll start to reach forward with the left fingertips. Bend your elbow, place it on your thigh. Reach your right hand up to the sky. If it's okay on your neck, you can shift your gaze toward your top thumb. Keep breathing down through both feet. And come back to your breath here. Find some length in both sides of your torso. And root down through the feet. Come back up to standing in your warrior two. And then straighten through your front leg. Hands come to your hips, so parallel the feet. Press down through both feet. Reach up through the crown of your head. Start to hinge forward at your hips. When you come about halfway down, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Walk them back in line with your feet. Bend your knees if you need to. Let the crown of your head reach down towards the floor. Let your head and your neck relax. And reach the top of your sternum down towards your mat. Notice where you place the weight in your feet and try to have it even between the balls of your feet and the heels. And we'll walk the hands back underneath your shoulders. Lengthen your spine, draw the hands to the hips, and we'll press down through both feet, rise up to standing. Step your feet together, then we'll turn back to face the top of your mat. We'll come all the way down to a seat. Stretch your legs straight out in front of you, flex your heels, and if it's hard for you to sit up straight like this, you could raise your hips up on a blanket or on a pillow. And we'll start to bend in the right knee. Keep your left leg straight out. Bring the bottom of your right foot into your left inner thigh. Root down through your sitting bones, and then we'll start to reach the heart forward as we fold into Janu Sirsasana. And you could grab hold of the outsides of the feet or around the toes if that's available to you, or just let your hands relax alongside your leg. Keep reaching the heart forward as you press the sitting bones back. And then on your next breath in, we'll make our way back through center. Use your hands to support the right knee as you straighten that leg back out. And then we'll switch it over to the other side. Draw your left knee in and out to the side. Bring that foot to your inner thigh. Inhale here, flex your heel. And then exhale, start to walk forward, folding over your straight leg. Come back to your breath. Bend your knee if you're tighter in the backs of your legs. Keep your neck relaxed and draw your shoulders away from your ears. And on your next breath in, start to make your way up. Re-straighten the left leg. And we'll come back to our staff pose one more time. Press your hands down by your sides. And then let your knees bend. We'll scooch forward. We're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Walk your feet about hips distance apart and close enough in that you can touch the backs of your heels with your middle finger. Press your palms down by your sides. On an inhale, root down through the feet. We'll lift the hips up into bridge pose. And keep the knees about hips distance apart. They usually want to splay out to the sides. As best you can, check that your toes are pointing forward. And then we'll start to roll to the outer upper arms. An easy way to do that is grab the sides of your mat and imagine like you're ripping it in half. That'll help you tuck the shoulders underneath you. And then you can stay there or interlace the hands under your low back. Press down through the outsides of your palms, your forearms, and your upper arms. Open across your chest. And press down through your heels. That'll help you engage your hamstrings and release your glutes. Take one more breath in. And as you exhale, let the hands separate. We'll lower down from the top of your spine all the way to your lower back. And take a couple breaths here as you reset in a neutral position. And we'll draw the knees up into your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, a little rock from side to side. And we'll take our happy baby pose like we took earlier in the video. Grab hold of your ankles or the outsides of your feet. And draw the knees wide in towards the armpits. You can sway gently. And draw yourself back in, giving a nice big squeeze to your knees. As you're ready, make your way to Shavasana. Lengthen your legs down long, hands by your sides with the palms facing up. Spread yourself pretty wide on your mat. Close your eyes. And come to relax in your final resting pose. Take as much time as you need to come out of your Shavasana. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful Of course, let me know if you have any questions or any requests for poses, body parts, or other videos. Thanks for being here. Namaste.